Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Encountering Chinese channel, Chinese Festival Edition. Today, I will talk to you about a traditional Chinese festival, Xiaonian. Xiaonian, also known as End of the Year Festival, Kitchen God Festival, and Stove Worship Festival, is, as the name suggests, a traditional Chinese festival celebrated as a prelude to the Lunar New Year. The most significant folk activity on this day is the welcoming of the upcoming spring and the worship of the kitchen god. The tradition of worshipping the kitchen god has a history of several thousand years and originated from ancient reverence for fire. In the books Shi Ming, written by Lu Shi, during the Eastern Han Dynasty, it is recorded that the pronunciation of a zhao, meaning hearth or cooking stove, is the same as a zhao, meaning to create or creation. The hearth is considered a crucial place for producing food. In the book Zhuangzi, it is recorded, Zhao Yu Ji. Here, Ji refers to the kitchen god. Legend has it that he is dressed in red, and despite having a male appearance, he looks like a beautiful woman. The initial responsibility of the kitchen god was to oversee the hearth in every household and manage the culinary aspects. Later, his duties expanded to assessing the virtues and vices of humanity, bestowing corresponding blessings or misfortunes. The Eastern Han official Cui Shi recorded in his work, Si Min Yu Ling. Tomorrow is the eve of the lunar 12th month, marking the approach of the Chinese New Year. This is often referred to as Xiao Sui, or Little New Year. Let's raise our glasses, pay respects to our elders, and extend our best wishes to our teachers and mentors. In the Feng Tu Ji written by Zhou Chu during the Western Jin Dynasty, it is explicitly recorded that on the night of the 24th day of the 12th lunar month, people would worship the kitchen god. This is because people believed that on the 25th day of the 12th lunar month, the kitchen god would ascend to the heavenly court to report his work. Therefore, people perform the kitchen god worship on the preceding day. As time passed, Xiaonian gradually became a day for family reunion. On this day, people gather for feasts and set off firecrackers, similar to the activities during the Spring Festival, but without going out for visits. However, unlike other festivals, the date of Xiaonian varies depending on the region. For example, in the southern regions, most areas traditionally observe Xiaonian on the 24th day of the 12th lunar month, consistent with the literature. However, in the northern regions, Xiaonian is designated on the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month. This is because, in the late Qing dynasty, the emperor would worship the kitchen god during the ceremony on the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month, coinciding with the imperial ritual for worshipping heaven. This way, it could save a considerable amount of money related to sacrifices. Gradually, people in the northern regions also began to celebrate Xiaonian on the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month. In the Zhujiang Shanghai area, the day before the Lunar New Year is considered Xiaonian, and people worship the kitchen god on this day. In Nanjing, the 15th day of the first lunar month is designated as Xiaonian. According to legend, after the usurpation of the throne by Ming Emperor Qingzu, Zhu Di, the people of Nanjing resented his cruelty and oppressive rule. Taking advantage of the Lantern Festival on the 15th day of the first lunar month, they expressed their grievances and remembered the benevolent governance of the previous emperor. As a result, the Lantern Festival became Nanjing's Xiaonian. In some areas of Sichuan and Guizhou, Xiaonian is observed on New Year's Eve since their grand celebration falls on the 14th or 15th day of the first lunar month. Xiaonian is a festival dedicated to the worship of the kitchen god, and the legends associated with Xiaonian are also related to the kitchen god. In the book Yu Yang Zazu, Nuagaoji, it is recorded that the kitchen god, also known as Zhao Wangye, was originally an ordinary commoner named Zhang Dan. Zhang Dan had a wife named Ding Xiang, who was known for her virtuous qualities. She was filial to her parents-in-law and took care of household chores, creating a harmonious family life for the Zhang family. However, as Zhang Dan became wealthy through business, he grew dissatisfied with his wife's appearance, feeling she had lost her beauty due to daily chores. Zhang Dan became infatuated with the allure of the outside world and developed an affair with a courtesan named Hai Tang. Eventually, he divorced his wife Ding Xiang and married Hai Tang. Upon entering the Zhang family, Hai Tang proved to be lazy and careless, causing the family's wealth to be squandered. Witnessing the family's downfall, she abandoned Zhang Dan without a second thought. Left with nothing, Zhang Dan ended up begging on the streets. On the 23rd day of the 12th lunar month, while seeking alms, Zhang Dan coincidentally arrived at Ding Xiang's residence. Recognizing him, Ding Xiang felt a mixture of shame and pity. Overwhelmed by guilt, Zhang Dan willingly threw himself into the stove and was burned to death. After Zhang Dan's death, the Jade Emperor, considering his remorse, acknowledged their familial connection and appointed him as the kitchen god to protect the kitchens of ordinary people. There is also a legend that the kitchen god was originally a royal chef in the heavenly palace. One year, when Queen Mother of the West hosted a birthday feast, she invited various celestial beings to attend. The kitchen god, meticulously preparing many delicious dishes for the occasion, couldn't resist the temptation of the last dessert, crystal chrysanthemum cake. He ended up devouring all the cakes before they could be presented. Upon discovering this, the Jade Emperor, infuriated, decided to demote the kitchen god to the mortal realm and appointed a new royal chef in his place. However, the new chef couldn't produce dishes that satisfied the Jade Emperor's palate, causing him great distress. The great immortal Li Jing offered a solution, suggesting, "You can find a reason to let the demoted chef return once a year." Taking this advice, the Jade Emperor issued a decree, stating, "Due to the past meritorious service of the former royal chef, he is appointed as the kitchen god, responsible for recording the good and evil deeds of the people. He must report to the heavenly court annually." Since then, the kitchen god transformed into numerous avatars, sitting vigilantly in the kitchens of households, diligently safeguarding the people, and recording their deeds. The third legend is about the kitchen god and the three-corpse god. According to legend, in ancient times, there was a three-corpse god in the mortal realm who did not protect the people like other deities, but often reported negative things about the mortal beings to the Jade Emperor. He informed the Jade Emperor that many people in the mortal realm were speaking ill of him and even planning to overthrow him from the divine throne. Shocked and angered, the Jade Emperor commanded the three-corpse god to investigate the mortal realm. If anyone spoke ill of the Jade Emperor, the three-corpse god was instructed to blacken the walls of that person's home and leave spider webs under the eaves. The Jade Emperor also ordered the celestial officials to visit the mortal realm on New Year's Eve and take away the fortune of those households marked in this manner. Seeing the plot about to succeed, the three-corpse god swiftly came to the mortal realm and marked the walls of every household. However, the kitchen god discovered the conspiracy. On the day of Xiaonian, he instructed every household to clean their houses thoroughly. When the celestial officials came to inspect on New Year's Eve, they found every household's walls clean, without any markings. The celestial officials, along with the kitchen god, revealed the entire conspiracy to the Jade Emperor. Furious upon learning that the three-corpse god was behind the scheme, the Jade Emperor imprisoned him and forbade him from leaving. Grateful for the kitchen god's kindness, people began to worship him on Xiaonian. On this day, they also cleaned their houses. Over time, house cleaning became an essential folk activity on Xiaonian. The fourth legend tells the story of the kitchen god warning through a dream. Legend has it that in ancient times, there was a scholar who, after getting drunk one day, attempted to harass a maid in his house. The maid resisted fiercely and eventually managed to break free from the scholar's advances. However, on that very night, the scholar's wife dreamt of a great deity. The deity wore a square headdress, a black robe, rode a fast horse, and carried a book with him. The deity approached the scholar's wife, gestured in front of her with his hand, and then rode away on the horse. When the scholar's wife woke up, she couldn't understand the meaning of the dream and decided to tell her husband about it. Upon hearing his wife's account, the scholar was suddenly terrified. He confessed and repented to his wife about the incident of harassing the maid that night. The scholar said to his wife, "The deity you dreamt of at night should be the kitchen god. Thanks to the maid's resistance, I didn't commit a grave mistake. However, I've already harbored wicked thoughts in my heart, and the kitchen god will surely record it. I sincerely repent to you, and we must find a good family for the maid to marry, thus redeeming my wrongdoing." The fifth legend tells the story of the kitchen god reporting to the Jade Emperor. It is said that a long time ago, there was a child in the mortal realm. He had thick eyebrows, big eyes, and was very strong. When the Jade Emperor saw him, he believed that the child had the destiny of an emperor and would certainly become one when he grew up. Therefore, the Jade Emperor arranged for the Earth God to carry the child across the river to go to school every day, escorting him all the way to ensure his safety. When the child's mother learned about this, she became extremely proud and immediately became arrogant. She would tell everyone, "Do you know? My child is destined to be an emperor. You all must submit to me. Anyone who dares to bully me, I'll have my son punish them." She kept boasting and banging on the stove, causing the kitchen god's head to almost explode. The kitchen god could no longer bear it and reported this matter to the Jade Emperor on the day of Xiaonian. Upon hearing this, the Jade Emperor was furious and revoked the child's qualification to become emperor. During the Jiajing period of the Ming dynasty, there was another legend. There was a man named Yu Gong who consistently performed good deeds and never engaged in harmful actions towards others. However, his life was still difficult and worsening year by year. Yu Gong often complained, resenting the perceived injustice from the heavens. He wore a troubled expression daily, sighing with sorrow. When Yu Gong turned 40, unable to endure the perceived injustice any longer, he started praying to the kitchen god every Xiaonian. He asked the kitchen god to help convey his misfortunes to the Jade Emperor. 7 years later, on a New Year's Eve, Yu Gong indeed dreamed of the kitchen god. The kitchen god accused him of doing good deeds only for the sake of vanity, not from genuine sincerity. Such a self-pitying attitude would naturally not attract good fortune. Upon waking up, Yu Gong deeply regretted his past behavior. He stopped blaming heaven and others, choosing instead to sincerely help others. Yu Gong finally stopped sighing every day and faced life with a smile. Unexpectedly, his fate gradually changed, and a series of good fortunes followed. This echoes the saying that people who love to smile usually have good luck. In this festive season, remember to smile more. The last legend comes from the Ming Dynasty and is found in Qinjiru's records of observations and experiences. According to the book, there was a minister of war in the Ming Dynasty named Xiaonian. One year, Xiaonian was welcoming the kitchen god at home. At that moment, a yellow dog crouched on the stove suddenly fell down and died. The whole family was alarmed by this sight, considering it an ominous sign. However, Xiaonian remained calm. He calmly said to his family, "See the strange without being surprised, blame only oneself for the failure." He was telling his family not to be overly alarmed, as baseless panic would bring bad luck. As a result, the kitchen god ritual proceeded as usual, and that year, Xiaonian's family indeed lived peacefully. On the day of Xiaonian, what specific customs are there? The first custom is to worship the kitchen god. On Xiaonian, it is the traditional day for folk worship of the kitchen god. The Book of Rites Records. Officials celebrate on the 23rd day of the 12th month, civilians on the 24th, and those living on the water on the 25th. However, in reality, Xiaonian is not restricted by social status. The differentiation in celebration dates is mainly to avoid conflicts during the worship. With the passage of time, the specific date of Xiaonian has become blurred, and regional variations have emerged in different parts of China. On Xiaonian, people often affix a portrait of the kitchen god, with most households placing it in the kitchen or on the stove. Some families respectfully position the portrait on a table or altar. Offerings such as sugar melons and pastries are placed in front of the portrait. Since the kitchen god's portrait is usually affixed in the kitchen, it needs to be replaced annually. Before worshipping the kitchen god, the kitchen is thoroughly cleaned, and utensils are scrubbed clean during the day. The kitchen is tidied up, and the worship ceremony takes place in the evening. This custom is well documented in various historical records. The second custom is known as sweeping dust. Due to the similar pronunciation of chen and chen, sweeping away the dust symbolizes the removal of the old to welcome the new, eliminating the inauspicious and welcoming the auspicious. People use brooms to thoroughly sweep walls, clean tables and chairs, and scrub the floors. Every household is bustling with activity, and everyone puts in their best effort to clean their homes thoroughly, leaving no corner untouched. Sweeping away the dust not only enhances the New Year atmosphere, but also signifies the removal of misfortune and illness. Although it may seem laborious, people find joy in the busy preparations on this day. The third custom is eating zaotong, also known as sugar melons. Zaotong, or sugar melons, are typically round and hollow in the middle. Initially used exclusively as an offering for the kitchen god, the main ingredients are maltose, and some variations may include glutinous rice flour and malt sugar. Zaotong is exceptionally sticky and may be referred to as chewy candy due to its teeth-clinging texture. Over time, the styles of zaotong in southern and northern China have diverged. In many southern regions, zaotong is crafted into various shapes. Offering zaotong to the kitchen god serves two main purposes. Firstly, the sweetness of zaotong leaves a sweet taste in the kitchen god's mouth, prompting him to speak favorably about the mortal world when reporting to the Jade Emperor. Secondly, the stickiness of zaotong prevents the kitchen god from uttering negative words or disclosing earthly indulgences to the Jade Emperor, ensuring the god cannot report faults or punish those who enjoy delicious food and drinks. In different regions of China, people may prepare other foods according to local customs. For instance, in northern China, dumplings are popular during Xiaonian. In Guangxi, people make glutinous rice cakes symbolizing reunion. In Shandong, large steamed buns or sweet rice cakes are prepared. In Nanning and surrounding areas, people may make delicious zongzi. The fourth custom is cutting window flowers. Xiaonian usually involves preparations for the upcoming Chinese New Year. Cutting window flowers is a traditional folk art where people use red paper to create images symbolizing positive meanings. Window flowers serve not only as beautiful decorations around the new year, but also as expressions of people's hopes and expectations for the coming year. In colder regions, children may place the cut-out window flowers in bowls filled with water outdoors. Once the water in the bowls freezes, creating ice, they take it out and display it at the door as a decoration. The window flowers, set against the backdrop of crystal-clear ice, appear exceptionally beautiful. The fifth custom is bathing. On Xiaonian, in addition to cleaning the home, cleansing the body is also an essential custom. Many people take this opportunity to get a haircut since it is considered taboo to cut hair in the month following the Spring Festival. The most crucial aspect of bathing on Xiaonian is washing the feet. People believe that if they don't thoroughly wash their feet on this day, they might suffer from foot ailments in the coming year. The last custom is wedding celebrations. Folk beliefs suggest that after Xiaonian, celestial beings ascend to heaven to report their work, making it an auspicious time for earthly affairs. Selecting an auspicious wedding date is crucial in Chinese culture, and parents often consider various factors, including their children's birthdays. However, on Xiaonian, any day is considered favorable for marriage. Getting married on this day is often referred to as a hastily arranged wedding. Therefore, from this day until the eve of the Spring Festival, you will notice a significant increase in weddings. Folk songs even sing. In the peaceful countryside, weddings and marriages are bustling, posting wedding announcements in spring light. Sisters talk in private in front of the lanterns, guarding the year. This is the Chamber of Secrets. Despite Xiaonian being an auspicious day, there are still some taboos in folk customs. The first taboo is not to bathe. On Xiaonian, a day dedicated to cleansing, people not only tidy up their homes, but also cleanse themselves to welcome the new year. Over time, it has become a taboo not to bathe on Xiaonian. The second taboo is crushing garlic. In many regions of China, people believe that crushing garlic on Xiaonian carries negative connotations, and it is thought to lead to a decrease in wealth. The third taboo is related to women performing the kitchen god ritual. In ancient times, there was a saying, "Men don't worship the moon, and women don't sacrifice to the kitchen god." The reason behind this prohibition is the traditional belief in gender distinctions, as the kitchen god is believed to be a male figure dressed in red, and ancient Chinese customs emphasized the separation of male and female roles. The fourth taboo is killing animals. In many regions of China, it is not allowed to slaughter livestock on Xiaonian. People believe that refraining from killing animals on this day will accumulate blessings for themselves, similar to the tradition of pardoning turkeys on Thanksgiving. The last taboo is borrowing or collecting debts. Similar to the customs on the actual Chinese New Year, it is considered inauspicious to borrow money from others or to collect debts on Xiaonian. Borrowing money implies relying on external aid for the entire coming year, and lending money suggests a continuous outflow of wealth from the household throughout the year. Of course, whether it's legends, customs, or taboos, they all reflect people's aspirations for a better future. Please listen with a rational perspective. Finally, let me present a verse from the song Dynasty by Fan Chengde, titled, Offering to the Stove. Since ancient times, on the 24th day of the 12th lunar month, the stove lord ascends to the heavens, eager to report matters. Cloud carriages and wind horses linger briefly. At home, abundant offerings are arranged, a grand ritual. Wishing everyone a safe and joyful Xiaonian every year. Alright, today's special program on Xiaonian concludes here. If you enjoy our channel, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Your comments and shares are greatly appreciated. See you in the next episode.